Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Let me check my volume. I forgot to do that. Okay, we're good. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is 7:30, November 10th, and this is your daily financial news. Couple of quick announcements before we get started. Yes, folks, we have 10 cards. Look at all that. 10 cards going out today. Folks, people are doing the work, doing deals. Pretty amazing stuff. Today we have Phil. Congratulations, Phil, for doing your first or your next deal. Your card will go out today. And then we have a real competition for who is going to do the most deals during the year of June 1st to May 31st. The next 9 cards, yep, 9 cards, are all for Omar. If you don't know, folks, Omar is one of our real estate experts. Omar and I speak every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. It's going to be a contest between Omar and Matt, the lumberjack landlord. But I think Omar's up to 15. I think I sent him 6 a few months ago, and now he is on to 9. So congratulations, folks. Again, that's what makes one rental at a time different. I bring other experts to the table, whether it's Omar, the real estate entrepreneur, or the lumberjack. Today, Anna, Matt, the mortgage guy. We do this all for you. So if you appreciate that, do me a favor, hit a thumbs up and subscribe. I don't ask for subscriptions a lot, which is probably why my channel grows so slowly. So why not? Ask for subscriptions today. That would be very nice of you. Thank you very much. Second, it is the Marine Corps' birthday today. Let's all give a shout out to Dion. Dion from Dion Talk, who I will be speaking with today. He's graciously offered to interview me about my new book. But Dion is a Marine, if you do not remember that from his introduction. So do me a favor, leave a comment below wishing Dion and all Marines happy birthday. If you are a follower of mine and a Marine, I want to wish you happy birthday as well. Semper Fi, hoorah, all of that good stuff. And you don't know my story. My father served as a Marine, so I know what it's like to be raised by a Marine. Let's just say that. Well, it is Wednesday. Remember, we had an over-under of PPI yesterday and CPI today. The over-under was 6%. I took the under, and I was wrong. Folks, inflation is real. Inflation is getting worse. I just keep telling you that these numbers are just going to be head higher. Yes, folks, inflation came in at 6.2% for us consumers, and that, I believe, is underreported. All right, guys, stop making so much noise. Come over here. Sorry about that. That's what happens when you do these live. I had to go grab these cute little puppies because they were making too much noise and distracting me. That was Sunny, by the way. So again, somebody has already done the math, right? Because if you don't know, CPI is a number. It is a calculation that has been, how should we say, adjusted over time. So somebody's already gone back, taken the base numbers back to the calculations of the 1970s, and oh my God, just oh my God. Inflation with the 1970s calculation of CPI would be, this is where I would insert a drum roll if I bothered to edit my videos, 14.1%. Folks, we are talking Jimmy Carter kind of inflation. Most of you, a lot of us watching this today were not adults, or maybe not even born in the 70s. It is not good, and frankly, going to be getting worse. I keep telling you, I'm watching Rent. I keep looking for house equivalent, and it still isn't moving the needle in CPI. It eventually has to. Folks, inflation is a tax on everyone. The government won't talk about it because there's not much they can do. It hurts the poor more than the middle class more than the rich. You can use inflation, but you can't get away from it. So again, it's pretty bad out there, and I'm afraid it's going to get worse. Even at 6.2%, the printed number today, it is the highest since December of 1990. Not good, and only going to get worse. Because tomorrow is Veterans Day, they actually reported the jobless claims this morning, and we are clearly healing. I think this is 5 out of 6 weeks, might be 6 out of 7 weeks where we are trending lower. It is definitely a trend. New crisis low, 267,000. I believe February of 2020 that was 223, might have been 227. So again, we're getting really close to kind of the where we were pre-crisis. Lots of earnings to talk about today. Coinbase. Coinbase is lower, missed earnings, missed revenue. Shocking. When there's no meme cryptos to trade, Coinbase doesn't do well. Again, Coinbase, Robinhood, they all need the retail investors. They all need, more importantly, they don't need retail investors. I got to watch that word. They don't need retail investors. They need retail traders or retail gamblers. They make their money on the churn, right? Robinhood selling the transactions, Coinbase making a little commission or a VIG. Yep, and then when the retail investor disappears, goes back to work, runs out of money, Coinbase, not so hot. Poshmark. Oh, I hope none of you own Poshmark. Poshmark missed top, missed bottom, forecast a weak holiday season, 31%. Boo. Ouch. Can you imagine waking up and losing 30%? I don't have to imagine. I did that twice. Not good. Not good. Wendy's, I wanted to talk about this one, beat top and bottom, kind of ho-hum, kind of a penny above. They did see the return of restaurants opening. 96% of theirs are open, so that's good. Palantir, lots of folks chasing Palantir. Slower revenue growth, taking hit this morning. And then finally, DoorDash. DoorDash is making a splash with an international acquisition. They are buying a international delivery platform called Wolt. Never heard of it, W-O-L-T, for $8.1 billion. Folks, this is something I expect to happen a lot more going forward. Companies are going to have slow growth and they are going to buy. They're going to try to acquisitions for growth. So something coming. Fed President Bullard, clearly a viewer of one rental at a time. Of course, I joke, I jest. But now he is saying he expects 2 rate rises next year. Well, Mr. President Bullard, I've been talking about that for a year now. So welcome to the party. China. Oh, you thought our inflation was bad at 6.2%? Folks, if you don't know, China is really the exporter for the world, at least currently. It may not be in the future. But China is the exporter for the world, manufacturer for most of the world. Goods leaving China up 13.5%, another record, after a record last month of 10.7. Point of creation inflation is real. It will eventually hit the shores. All of that inflation in China will ripple through the system, and we are not done with this. It is going to be bad. It is pretty interesting. Janet Yellen, she's out saying nonsense again, or at least, I guess I shouldn't say nonsense. She's out saying things that I don't understand. First and foremost, she's like, we won't let inflation run like the 1970s. To which I say, you already are. It reminds me, if you were an adult, maybe an investor, if you were over 30 in the Great Recession, one of the things that you saw on CNBC or like news media was all the bank presidents would say, we are well capitalized. And then like 2 days later, their stock is zero. This is what it feels like to me to hear Janet Yellen speak. She's saying words that she can't possibly believe. CEOs are out saying this is not done. We are seeing supply chain, labor shortage, inflation, cost of goods, and oh, by the way, most concerning for CEOs, inflation is picking up, not going down. That's interesting. Next up, folks, Zillow is unwinding real estate, and it's happening just like I said it would. First and foremost, Zillow has agreed to sell 2,000 homes. 2,000 homes to Pretium Partners. Pretium Partners, I never heard of them, but they are the second largest landlord in the country. They have roughly 70,000 single-family homes. It did not say what they sold them for, but the agreement is done. 2,000 homes off the market. Something I found in the article, I had only read so far that Zillow had 9,000 homes to unwind. That was actually just Q3 transactions. They actually had, and I think this is before the 2000s, so we'll do some math together in a second. They had 18,000 homes to unwind. That's not good. So 18,000 minus 2,000 leaves them with a pile of 16,000. Folks, there are people parading through their offices from Wall Street hedge funds. Most of those are going to go in single transactions. It would not shock me if Zillow sold 14,000 of the 18,000 in 5 or 6 transactions. They're not coming. They are not, as much as they made bad choices, they're not going to throw these all on the market at the same time and sell individually. It's too slow, too olive. They certainly will sell some individually, don't get me wrong. And if I was offering on a Zillow home, I would offer a discount for sure. But yeah, most of these are not going to go to just you and me. They're going to go to big players like Pretium Partners swooping in, cutting a check for 2,000 homes. Looks like the U.S. Commerce Secretary is also a viewer of One Rental at a Time. She came out and said yesterday, you know what? We might need to use the National Guard as an option to ease the supply chain. Duh. I brought that up as a easy answer a couple of weeks ago. And I have interesting note that some people watching this did not like my idea. Y'all kind of made fun of me. But yes, now we have the Commerce Secretary going, yep, we may have to break down and use the National Guard. Something I just read this morning, it looks like Wall Street is telling New York that, you know what? We are not going to be here in great numbers in the next couple of years. Turns out that only 28% of the folks have returned to offices, and most of the New York investors, Wall Street, they're like, we're out of here. New York, too expensive, too cold. We are going somewhere else. So that could really impact New York real estate, New York office rents, taxes. Woo! Those Wall Street guys pay a lot of taxes. And if they are now in Florida, South Beach, wherever they're going, pretty interesting. And then finally, build for rent. Build for rent has been the best risk-adjusted return for Wall Street. Build for rent has already initiated 100,000 home development, which means, oh, by the way, those employees, the commodities aren't going to owner occ. They are going to deep-pocketed Wall Street investors. The risk-adjusted return has been 8%. You borrow at 2, you earn 8. That's a win. Especially if inflation is 6 or 6.2, or heaven forbid, inflation is 14%. You want to know why I went and borrowed money at 3 or 4 or 5%? Is because I think inflation is double digits. And I'm willing to sit on the cash for a little while because I think eventually there's going to be a price to be paid, and I'm going to swoop in and deploy the cash. If I can't, I'll just pay the mortgages off in 2 or 3 years. So lots of stuff going on today. Again, CPI was hot. If you took the over, congratulations. 6.2%, highest since December of 1990. So that's what I got for you today. We will be speaking with Anna Kelly here in about 16 minutes. That's always a good time. And again, thank you for all you do. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and of course, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.